Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live from the outskirts of the internet. This is the Gaming Saloon for January 15th, 2015. With your host, Peacemaker2448 and Rabbit Epsilon.
Hi, everyone.
Good thing I pulled up the chat. I wouldn't have known otherwise, because I about fucked that up.
Yeah, I started to do the clearing my throat thing because I thought you didn't realize it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be honest, we start off with whatever we've been playing. I honestly haven't been playing that much, probably because of my inverted sleep schedule. I've just not felt like playing anything.
Well then. I've actually been playing a couple of things.
Ooh.
Picked up 8-Bit Boy for a little bit. I played it a little while back, but I don't know. But
I
I
don't know
played
that
it
one.
again. It's an indie game on Steam.
That explains a lot.
Yeah. It's good, but it does put me in a mindset of like a different take on Mario. It's one of those kind of deals where you can tell it's heavily inspired by other platformers.
Yeah.
That, and I found a beautiful to look at game called Time Frame.
Oh,
I swear that looks just amazing.
Oh, is it an artsy game, or is it just like, hey, this game looks good, and it kind of plays well?
It is an artsy game, because really the only thing you do is move and read passages based on different landmarks from all over the world. Like, I know the Great Wall of China's in there, Stonehenge is in there, a bunch of others.
Okay.
Trying to think of what else. Picked up Super Mario 3D World some more. And I think that's about it.
Oh, I know one thing I've played. I got to mess around with the Shovel Knight amiibo, because mine came in.
Ah.
I can't speak to the co-op play, because I believe it's local only. That sucks, I know. But I can speak to what you get to do with the custom knight. Essentially, you level up based off how much treasure you get, and every time you level up, you get something random, I believe. You get a random what is it? Artifact? A random effect for the knight, for Shovel Knight. And I think that's it. But there's a lot of different artifacts, a lot of different effects, so it's a lot of different random things you can get, and that can change up how you play Shovel Knight. Because you can't buy artifacts, and you can't buy... Oh, you also get health and magic ups. So you kind of are playing without being able to set your upgrades. So you're just kind of like rolling with it.
Oh.
And it's kind of interesting to play through that. I played it a little bit. I played a little bit of Plague Knight, and he's a fucking... That's a curve and a half. I tell you what. The fucking speedrun of Plague Knight, yeah, they make it look fucking easy. That is not something you easily get used to. He is a very quirky character in terms of mechanics. So, more props to them on that speedrun. To be honest, there hasn't been much else. My sleep schedule fucks up like what I want to do, because it's the middle of the night, and sometimes I just don't feel like doing anything. So I'm just like, I don't feel like playing anything.
Well, I mean, you've fought with Radiant Dawn.
Uh-huh. And that's been a nightmare and a half to get through. 3 episodes in, I'm already fucking hitting the wall, and it's just like, yeah, it's not gonna get better, to be honest. Like 2 episodes from now, recording wise, this is just gonna be just as bad. And God knows how it's gonna be after that. Like, I might at some point have to resort to, I'm gonna use the Black Knight, and I'm going to fucking kill this entire fucking map with the Black Knight, because I'm tired of this bullshit, because fuck the Dawn Brigade. They are garbage. I can't speak to the fact that we finally got fucking Ghost subbed this morning.
Yeah, I saw that. I haven't watched the episode yet, but yeah.
Oh, it's a pretty good episode. They kind of don't talk about the fact that the Genma's revived, and neither does the Genma. And I assume from the footage shown from the Genma world, it's just a different Genma wearing the same coat. So it's technically not a revived monster at all.
Well, to be fair, that can happen because keep in mind the item that was used to make the Ganma's Parka Ghost happened to fall when the Ganma fell.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see that being a thing. And it would be a cheap way for them to reuse the same Ganma like 15 times.
True. Although I'm not sure if it's the same sword. I might be wrong on that. I'd have to like relook at episode 1 footage to see if it's the exact same sword. Although I swear to God, they just reused Deckard's sword from Shinkenger. I swear to God, it looks like Deckard's sword. And I'm like, or not Deckard. Yeah, I don't remember his Japanese name, so I'm just gonna say Decker. I don't remember his Japanese name. I just remember his English name. But yeah, I'm like, that's Deckard's sword. As I was watching this episode, and then I think about it, and I'm like, was this sword to begin with? That makes me curious. Because that would be an odd reuse of a prop. But yeah, that was the short and long of the episode. Outside of Inari just being like, use Gobin! And Tucker's like, I'm busy! Until literally the last fight where he's like, well, now give it to me, because now I fucking need it! Why don't you just give it to me earlier so I can decide when the fuck to use this? Although, I saw an interesting post on Token Nation where the guy was talking about how Takaru is very indecisive and impulsive, or very indecisive, and he doesn't like that about his character. Although for me, I feel like that's the point of his character at this point, is that he's supposed to be indecisive and not really knowing what the fuck to do. He's just like, oh, I up and died one day, and then I became a writer, and now I have to find these icons, but I don't know how to find these icons because I don't know what to look for!
Okay, but I see both ends of that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it doesn't help any when we see, especially like during the initial when the 15 icons were being created, him sitting there really doing absolutely nothing until Sage decides to give him a hint. It's like, okay, you know they're the 15 heroic icons. You are studying the 15 greatest heroes and more, I'm assuming. But we can at least grasp that he's studying the 15 he's got to get the icons for.
Right.
Why is he not taking an initiative? Why is he not at least attempting to try to figure out how to find these icons? Instead of just sitting there and waiting on Sage. It's like I see both sides of that one. Why you could get pissed at him and not at the same time, but it's like,
And just Sage just continually trolls the fuck out of him. It's like, oh, you have questions? Oh, I'm going to divert the conversation to something else. Oh, here's a hint to an icon. And I'm like, you are so full of shit at this point. You do not sense when the icons show up. You're just like, oh, there's an icon out there that you haven't acquired, that I know you haven't acquired yet. It's this one. Because, fuck it. This is probably the one that's going to show up this week. You are a trolling asshole, Sage. Fuck you. You are literally holding all the answers, and you're just like, nah, I ain't telling Tucker shit.
I have to wonder, though, if it's because he wants Takaru to actually do something, and Takaru's perfectly content with just letting Sage spoon feed him the answers. Because I really don't think that the bulk of the story and the main plot for the bad guys is gonna be revealed until he decides to actually do something.
Right, but I'm like, this week Takaru went and asked him a legitimate question of like, what's this whole deal with uniting the icons? Like, the fuck? Like, this is the first time I've heard of this. What does that mean? Like, do you have any idea what the fuck my dad was talking about? And Sage is like, oh, I know your father. Like, he had a comment about Takaru's father before Takaru walked in, and then he just, like, eventually turns the conversation over. They're like, oh, yeah, the real icon's showing up this week. Bye! As Takaru turns his back to him, and I'm like, oh my god! Takaru at least had a legitimate question this time. Fuck you, Sage. Because what the fuck does uniting the icons mean?
But, okay. Who told Takaru?
His father, before he went and merged his soul with Takaru's, and now both their souls are on the line, apparently.
Okay. So to this I say, we already knew that his father kind of did something that even threw Sage in a twist. So, was it really smart to ask him? He clearly doesn't know the grand scheme of things. He just knows the short, immediate thing.
Well, he seems to know more than we know.
I
Which, to be
think
fair,
the
isn't that
extent
much.
I think the extent of what he knows is you gather the 15 icons, you get a free wish.
Well, he mentioned something about them noticing something when the icons kind of disrupted and started spreading out. And I'm like, what do you mean them? Who them? That was legitimately a line of his of like, did they notice? And I'm like, they who? Them who? What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Maybe he's aware of Alan being there.
This wasn't reference to Alan. This was in reference to the icons, which I don't think is connected to Alan at all. And I'm like, what the what? Sage, what the fuck are you doing?
I'm still kind of standing by the whole. I don't think Sage really knows everything that's going on. That like the extent of his knowledge is just the icons.
Well, I wish he would stop acting like he knows what the fuck's going on. Because he's becoming more and more of an asshole the more he doesn't answer questions.
But I think that's more of a false security for Takaru. And a secondary attempt to try to push him to actually figure out something for himself.
Possibly.
Because, let's face it, everything that Takaru's done so far has been handed to him by someone else.
Right.
He
Which
has
hopefully
yet to
all just
do
plays off.
anything on his own. And that's
Which
a
I do hope that
little
pays off.
irritating.
I hope that's like the point of the show is that Takaru is just like kind of just going with the flow of things, is just hoping for the best.
Don't ever use that phrase.
I used the correct phrase, not the fucking Yuma phrase. Just saying.
That was the only thing that could hop in my head right there.
That is the correct phrase, not Yuma's bullshit catchphrase that makes no goddamn sense.
And I love the fact that I didn't have to give any more context to that. You knew exactly what I was talking about and why I said that.
I'll be honest. I think I'm hoping that's the whole point of the show is that Takaru eventually becomes a more active hero. Eventually, he just needs to not be dead, I guess. Because the biggest thing, the problem is he's dead. Once he's alive, everything will be better.
I don't know. I really don't.
Um, Also, the first of the Ghost Legacy episodes going up. I don't know the actual name for the miniseries, but the Kamen Rider Legacy episodes for Ghost, the first one went up, and it was the Drive episode, and it revealed an interesting thing about where this takes place. Besides Boost, there are 13 icons shown in the episode because I guess the main villain of this just outright steals all of Takaru and Makoto's icons.
Wait, 13?
Uh-huh. Himiko's in there. Takaru hasn't gotten Himiko yet. I checked.
Well,
I was able to easily identify Himiko because Himiko's the only pink one, and you could easily see a pink icon in the picture or in the scene, and the rest of them are kind of easy to identify. But it's like, yeah, okay, so this takes place sometime after Takaru picks up Himiko. We don't know when he picks up Himiko, but he does, which means that there's a time when he gets Himiko, and Necron's around, I assume, because A, we have no mention of Necron, which might be a caveat, since we haven't been introduced to Necron yet. And B, why the fuck would he be involved in this bullshit, I assume? But, yeah, Himiko's in the gathering in the icon scene, so this takes place sometime after that. And also sometime after when Takaru gets Ryoma, because Ryoma has to be in there for the match 13.
Well then.
But essentially, here's how the special goes. Takaru, the two people show up from different iris symbols than we've seen before, or different eye symbols than we've seen before. One of them revives Heart or creates a copy of Heart, because it is Heart's original voice actor voicing him. I don't know the dialogue because it's not subbed, but it is
the Drive
Heart's voice
Tumblr
actor.
did post one that someone subbed.
Is it?
Yeah.
That was fucking quick.
It wasn't one of the officials, but
I was about to say, that literally came out, I think, today.
yeah, I'm wanting to say I just saw it a couple hours ago, I think.
Okay, I know I saw it, but I thought that was the Raw.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Because they put in there.
Because I know they were uploaded to YouTube, but they were region locked, so I had to go through Facebook to download the video to actually watch a good quality of it, because Facebook's player fucks up badly in Artifacts Hard if you try to full screen.
Yeah, the Ghost Tumblr, it's the last post that it's done.
Okay. But yeah, so you might know the dialogue better than I do if you've seen it.
I haven't yet.
Okay. But I know that's Heart's original voice actor voicing it. I'm like, okay, this is odd. I'm assuming the dialogue will help me understand this. But essentially the villain revives Heart, or copies Heart or whatever. Heart goes out and starts disturbing the peace because he doesn't do anything in the footage that's shown besides just walk around and be menacing. And the fact that I know Takaru mentions Tamari, so obviously he might know who Heart is. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if he recognizes Heart off the bat. I know he doesn't see Heart in Genesis because Heart is kind of with, Makoto, Go, and Chase for that entire movie, as far as I know. Yeah, they fight Heart. looks like they're getting the upper hand of Heart, and then Heart's just like, fuck this, I am final villain material, and starts whooping their asses. The two of them try to go boost in, I think, Tut? No, Nobunaga, my bad. It was boost in Nobunaga. And then the villain's like, yoink, I have all your other icons besides the ones you have. Or besides the ones you're wearing right now. So they're stuck in Ore Inspector until another girl shows up and is like, says something about like the writer icons, and then is like, mentions Drive, and the Takaru's like, Tamari? And she's like, sure, and hands him the Drive icon, and Tamari says, or Takaru says Tamari's catchphrase, goes Drive, and then whoops the shit out of Heart, and then uses the Trideron kick. And Heart goes boom. And then the villain just leaves, I guess, with all their icons. So they are stuck with the writer icons for the special, I guess.
So that means we'll have a point where the days will jump.
Possibly. Although, as far as I know, these specials are only going to cover double through Drive. The original 10 Heisei writers are not going to be involved in this special.
Which that's probably for the best.
Yeah, that's my assumption, since we've only seen scans. There's only, I think, 6 episodes. And the trailer only seems to identify, again, double through Drive and like the big, I guess I assume, all writer kick. Because again, it's double O's Forza Wizard Gaim and Drive with Ghost Inspector in ghostly forms with their emblems. I don't know. If you watch the trailer, you get what I mean.
And I looked at it. I thought that was the sub. That's not. It's the raw.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, that's a very fucking quick sub, although it is a short special. I don't know, TV I might sub it. Fucking, I don't know. I don't know how important these specials are going to be to the overall story of Ghost. Besides, hey, these are a nice, quirky little spin-off series of episodes.
Truth to be known, if they're easy to get, I wouldn't be surprised all 3 subgroups have one out.
Honestly, all you need is somebody in Japan or a way to get around YouTube's region locking, and you can easily download the episode at, like, best quality.
I'm sure there's an extension that does that.
I tried. None of them worked.
Really?
Uh-huh. I was trying a few different ones. None of them were working. I was still stuck behind region lock.
Were you logged in to YouTube?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say that might have done it.
Nope. I was not logged in for any of these extension bullshit I was trying, so I don't know what the fuck the problem was. But yeah, I liked what I've seen of the special. The Takaru trying to fight like Tamari in type speed was a bit weird, because he seemed a bit more floaty than Drive was when he was trying to do like the the screeching halt to charge forward stuff that Tamari did all the time. It seemed a bit floatier than Drive, but that maybe because it's Ghost, so he's supposed to be floatier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know when the episodes come out, to be honest. They might come out weekly or monthly. It might just be weekly, to be honest. That's it. There's a schedule out there somewhere that says when all the episodes come out. The Ghost Tumblr might have that. Alright. Shall we get in the articles then?
Yes, we shall.
Alright. quick one right off the bat, because we're just going to give a quick shout out to AGDQ for raising $1.2 million for Prevent Cancer Foundation over the week-long event. So yeah, a crap ton of money raised for Prevent Cancer Foundation and a lot of cool runs. SGDQ is going to be June 3rd through the 9th off in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So that's the next time we're going to see a whole bunch of ridiculous breaking of games. And in TaskBot, just... I didn't mention TaskBot before, but that fucking TaskBot shit. That is fucking insane.
I honestly didn't get to see the TaskBot stuff.
Oh, you should see the TaskBot stuff. I don't want to ruin a bit of it for you. It's better for you to just go, huh? Wait, what? Okay. They did this then. Alright, I'll believe it. Yeah, just watch the entire task block. Like just watch the entire block. Like all hour and a half of it. It's worth it. Any standout runs from you?
Seeing how broke the Half-Life 2 one was.
I didn't get to see the Half-Life 2 one. Yeah, I didn't get to see that one. That Spelunky run was cool from the simple fact of, yeah, we could speedrun Spelunky. We just kind of have to brute force it. And I'm like, Spelunky is not an easy game. It's kind of easy to die in that game. And to see them just burn through it without dying accidentally.
Burn through with reckless abandon.
Yeah. That was cool. The Shovel Knight race was really intense because it was super close the entire time. Like they were in...
yeah, the Super Mario Maker and the Super Mario Brothers ones.
Oh my god. I'm just like, no! Why are you making them do this?
Oh, them levels.
Mm-hmm.
Them outdoing Kaizo levels. Because I swear, Kaizo's on one level, that was on another.
Mm-hmm. That's some grade A bullshit. Let's say the Fire Emblem Path Radiance run was pretty cool. The Ratchet and Clank run was pretty cool as well. I didn't realize anyone did speed runs of Ratchet and Clank games, and I was like, that is cool. Also, the fuck, you snapped that game in half, good sir. I salute you. The Animorphs run was hilarious. That game is so broken, it can fuck a speedrun off RNG alone. That game is busted, and it was hilarious. It was a great commentary too. The Kingdom Hearts one was always great. I've seen, I think, all of the major Kingdom Hearts games sped run, except for I think 3D. So I knew what to expect. Like, I've seen 1.5 Proud Mode. I've seen 2 Proud. I've seen Birth by Sleep Aqua Proud. I've even seen some easy speed runs. Hell, I've seen the what do they call it? I forgot what they call it, but it's essentially the organization, all the data organization fights from 2 Final Mix. Like that, the speed run of that, and that's just like, yeah. It's level 1 as well. Level 1 data organization. That was, I think, from the last GDQ before this one. I think it was. I really encourage people to watch that because, may I remind you, they will die in like 2 hits in those fights, no matter what fight it is, and they make it look like it's fucking flawless. Like it is.
I do know one run I tried to watch, fell
Oh.
asleep in the middle of it, and then at that point, when I woke back up and realized that they were still going, I was like, you know what? I don't even feel like trying to stay up and finish watching this now. I missed most of it.
What was it?
Which one was it? Did they do? I think it was Majora's Mask, wasn't it? The 5.5 hour one. It was either that one or Ocarina. I cannot remember which one, but I know it was one of the two.
Just a Legend of Zelda game?
Yeah.
Majora's Mask.
I thought it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wanted to watch that. Like I said, kind of fell asleep in the middle of it, and when I woke back up, I was like, oh, wow, they're so close to the end. If I watch this now, I'm just going to ruin it for me.
Yeah. Paper Mario was pretty cool as well. Oh my god. You sequence break that game. I'm like, how? What? You sequence break this game? What? You can sequence break this game and play it out of order? I only watched a little bit of the Halo 4 one, but it seemed like, from what I saw, it was like, oh, take that one trick you do in Halo Anniversary and do it all the time.
So that tells me that 343 learned nothing.
Yeah. Azure Striker Gunvolt looks like a really cool game, even with that speedrun. Mario Kart 8 was fun. It was 200cc, 32 track, the original tracks on hard.
Oh god.
It was pretty cool.
Some of those maps though are so hard to control on 200cc.
Mm-hmm. I'm kind of skimming through the schedule myself. The original Prince of Persia one was kind of cool just to see.
Haven't they done that one before?
No, this is the original Prince of Persia, the PC one. This is not the PS2 one.
Okay.
Yeah. That was a little oops on their part of not identifying which one it was. But yeah, that's the original PC Prince of Persia that got ran this year.
Okay.
Not the PS2 one that literally broke on the speedrunner in the middle of it. It literally just snapped in half and is like, well.
Of course, I found it funny. The Half-Life 2 one, there was a dialogue scene that just refused to cooperate.
Mm-hmm.
Then they turn around and go straight into the Portal 2 co-op one, and I'll be darned if the hub world didn't break too. It's like that computer just hated Steam games at the moment.
Yeah. Talos Principle was cool in the fact of a lot of that speedrun is kind of using what's there to kind of do what you're supposed to do, but not quite. Maybe not intended, but it works. And also some really tricky ass platforming. That Crypt of the Necrodancer one was kind of cool after they explained, like, yeah, this is essentially super ridiculous impossible hard mode. Hat in Time was cool just to see the game in action. Or at least all it is available of the game in action. I didn't watch the Left 4 Dead 2 one. I watched a little bit, then I stopped. I'm really curious about that one. Splatoon was cool.
I need to watch the Splatoon one. I saw they put it on the YouTube.
Yeah, I think everything's gonna get put on YouTube in the next couple months. It's gonna take a while. I think they're gonna have a problem with one of the runs because the stream broke literally in the middle of the run. So that might be an issue, but otherwise all the runs are intact, video-wise. I forgot what run it was.
Well, I do know one of the last ones. I think it was last SGDQ that when they were posting videos, I saw in their feed about how they had to stop posting them because some of the runners, when they went to post it to YouTube, would get flagged. So they apparently they had to fix some of the things in there.
Oops.
So that's why I'm kind of wondering what might get negated out of being uploaded this time too.
Well, shall we talk about some Pokemon now?
Depends. Are they fighting each other?
Yes, and I'm also going to mention like all of the 20th anniversary stuff that's going to be coming out this year. I have to get a separate article just to remind myself on all that nonsense. But anyway, the major thing right now for us is that Pokken Tournament finally has an official release date for the Wii U. It will be coming to Europe, to stateside, and to Japan on consoles March 18th. Let me double check that's a release date. March 18th? March 18th. Good.
I've got a really big question with Pokken Tournament that I will be disappointed if they didn't follow through.
What?
Okay, first run copies are going to come with the Shadow Mewtwo amiibo card.
Right.
Did they duplicate that to where it can also function as a Pokemon card on its own?
No.
They missed their shot.
I know. No, because of the design of it, it doesn't look like a Pokemon card, and it doesn't have any of the stuff for the Pokemon TCG.
I
It's just
swear they missed their shot.
girl.
That would have been
It's just
amazing.
yeah. They might do a TCG Shadow Mewtwo card on its own because there is a bunch of TC stuff coming. But also on top of that, we're getting 4 more characters added to Pokken Tournament. 4 more. 4. Recently it was announced that Chandelure from Gen 6 is coming to Pokken Tournament. We're also getting regular Mewtwo, Garchomp, and Braxian, the middle evolution for not Torchic, Fennekin from X and Y, which is a bit odd that we're getting a middle evolution there, but whatever. All of those are coming to the Wii U version of Pokken Tournament, and that further expands the roster. Like, fuck, this is like Hyrule Warriors levels of support, and this game has only been out in arcades since July of last year.
You know what I just read in this article that I didn't know?
What?
Red, blue, and yellow are getting a re-release.
Mm-hmm. And we're getting red and blue themed new 3DSs. Or the 3DS bundles that will come with red and blue included.
Yep, preloaded, so that means no hard drive space for you.
Yeah. But yeah, just to mention like the roster. It's Blaziken, Braxian, Chandelure, Charizard, Garchomp, Gardevoir, Gengar, Lucario, Machamp, Mewtwo, Pikachu Libre, Sceptile, Shadow Mewtwo, Suicune, and Weevil. 16 playable characters. With 20 other Pokemon represented as assists. Which I don't have a full list of assist Pokemon right now. But yeah, that is ridiculous. Let me get alright, I have a list of support Pokemon. Snivy, Lapras, Emolga, Fennekin, Frogadier, Eevee, Jirachi, Whimsicott, Mismagius, Ninetales, Farfetch, Electrode, Togekiss, Rotom, Dragonite, Victini, Krogan, Sliveon, Magikarp, and Pachirisu are all assist Pokemon. This game's got a lot of support right now, and it's only been out in arcades in Japan so far, and like a little bit in America at a random I can't think of the restaurant.
Dave and Buster's?
Yes, Dave and Buster's, that's what I was looking for. And I'm like, crap, Poké Tournament's getting a lot of support. I hope this is good. This stays good and stays consistent. But yeah, this is also a part of the 20th anniversary of Pokemon, which they recently released a trailer detailing a whole bunch of information. And by whole bunch, I mean not that much relevant to us in terms of gaming news. For the 20th anniversary, again, there's the mentioned the 2DS and new 3DS for Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow. They're also releasing the original games on Virtual Console.
Oh, so that means even Wii U players will get it.
Where is? I was trying to find.
I wonder though, how would they work? How would they work that on the Virtual
What?
Console? Because the original 3 games, you had to have the link cable.
Error.
And I know that they wouldn't try to implement anything like that, so it would be one of those. I wonder how that would work. Would that just not exist, or would it be something that they figured out how to tie into the Nintendo network?
I believe the original 3 Pokemon movies are getting a Blu-ray DVD release, and a whole bunch of the other movies are also getting re-released. Aforementioned 3DS stuff. Where is it? There it is. We're getting a mythical Pokemon every month if you have a copy of X and Y and Omega Ruby Apple Sapphire. To touch on the Pokemon in month, it's Mew February, and then in order from there, it is. Let me back out real quick. Celebi, Jirachi, Darkrai, Manphy. I didn't know that one off bat. Shaman, Arceus, Victini, Keldeo, yes, or Keldeo, my bad. Keldeo, Genesect, and Meloetta for the rest of the year. So you'll be able to pick up each one of these Pokemon every month. And they are also getting TCG themed little collections, along with a figure and a plushie every month. So a whole bunch of stuff on that front. Then there's also the fact that there's a new TCG expansion in the form of Generations that will be a throwback to all of the original Pokemon TCG stuff. And again, Pokken Tournament, or more relevant for us, Pokken Tournament's coming out this year, as we talked about, for March, and Pokemon Go is coming out this year. The Pokemon mobile game that's going to drive people crazy because they have to travel everywhere to get Pokemon, literally.
Gotta catch them all.
Yep. Now, I assume this isn't everything, because I believe I read somewhere there are rumors afloating that there is a mainline Pokemon in development, and it is either a Pokemon Z or something else entirely. I assume that is the big thing for the 20th anniversary. Because, like, none of this is, like, huge, big, this is the 20th anniversary of Pokemon, to be honest.
You know what I just thought about?
What?
And it might explain why we don't know the big, huge thing, too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In terms of what we understand about the NX, we're going to get some kind of announcement, I would assume relatively soon. Just kind of giving us, like, more statistical end of it, what it's going to be like.
Yeah.
It probably won't get a real release until around E3, is what everyone's thinking. And it's supposed to release holiday this year.
Yep.
What if, from what we understand, the NX is supposed to be like a handheld console hybrid?
Mm-hmm.
What if the new Pokemon's for it?
If NX comes out this year, yes. If not, I assume we're gonna need a new Pokemon game on the 3DS.
Because, I mean, Nintendo has went on record and said, yeah, the NX is going to cannibalize sales on both the 3DS and Wii U.
Yeah.
So, if it does release and that doesn't happen, that's not going to end well.
Mm-hmm. That's my assumption, is that we are getting a new Pokemon game, because bear this in mind. Just to remind everyone, we did not get a mainline Pokemon game last year. Meaning that whatever Pokemon game has been in development for at least 2 years. Or at least since the end of development for X and Y.
So,
Which came out, or not X and Y, Omega Ruby and Apple Sapphire, because that came out in 2014.
So, more than likely, it's been in development 2 years as of now, kind of deal.
Right. Just keep that in mind. Like, if I say there's a mainline Pokemon game coming, like, it's been in development longer than any Pokemon game has been since Platinum, I think. Whenever they started this yearly trend. Like the game after the game that started the yearly trend, essentially. Like, that is how long it's been since we had a Pokemon game longer in development than a year, maybe.
You know, now that you're saying that, that's kind of making me think that it's not going to be tied to the last set. Like, it's going to kind of be its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Whether this opens a new generation or not might be a question.
Well, again, like I said, like, the current rumor is Z. Mainly because, A, the Pokemon anime is emphasizing X, Y, and Z. There is no, like, hint to another generation so far, and they would have done something by now, potentially, because they've done hints to new generations before. They've had, like, a Pokemon from a new generation, like, show up. But there's no sign of one, at least not yet. The next Pokemon movie will have the final Pokemon from the Pokedex, or from the National Dex, that's in X and Y and Omega Ruby and Apple Sapphire show up and be the star of the movie. So it seems like we're not quite done with this generation just yet.
What if they go that step further? And what if, say, it is Z, but rather than it being just something where it kind of focuses as a standalone, it not only does that, but kind of encompasses everything that we've seen from all of them thus far? Like, make an anniversary game.
That would be supremely trend breaking, but they are pushing a lot of history of Pokemon for this 20th anniversary. Because that mythical Pokemon, that's Pokemon from across all generations. No generation seems to be specified at all. And Poké Tournament also has Pokemon from across all generations.
That's why I'm kind of thinking maybe they want to go that route. Like, I mean, make it still fit in with this generation, but make it have such a big reflection of the franchise as a whole instead of just this generation. kind of like see a alternate for this generation.
Yeah, that would be supremely trend breaking. That would go against what a lot of people have said of, like, why we never got a Pokemon MMO, why we've never gotten an all regions Pokemon game, is because that would, like, essentially null and void every Pokemon game before it, and this thing and that thing. And I'm like, maybe at this point they should do it. Because we are transitioning to a new console, and maybe we're gonna put to bed everything. We're gonna do this just as a big, this is the game that when the NX comes out, we're porting this game, potentially. Or this game is also gonna come out in the NX. So that everything's on NX. And we don't have to worry about trying to, like, do some cross-compatibility thing, even though you could do that with an app now.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. If they go that route, I almost would have to think that it would need to be a launch for the NX.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think if you go that far, unless Nintendo's willing to give enough compatibility between NX and the 3DS, I don't think it should be on anything but the NX.
Mm-hmm.
Because then that would be a way to keep it in this generation, but transition it to a completely new platform, and rather than try to build the back catalog, it's just all right there.
Yeah. I'm also curious of like they've kept going with Mega Evolution so far because they introduced the X and Y and they kept it going with Omega Ruby and Apple Sapphire. By continuing to introduce new Mega Evolutions, are they committed to this idea and are they willing to keep going? If they are, I'm okay with it. If not, I don't know if they're just giving in to the fact of like, yes, we kind of ripped off Digimon with this idea. Although to be fair, we've been ripping each other off over the course of the years. So it's a give and take relationship, and I'm okay with that. And to be honest, Mega Evolution at least introduces something new to Pokemon. And yes, it might be rooted in Digimon origins, but at least it's not done terribly. It's done fairly well. And it feels cool to go like, I'm gonna Mega Evolve to really whoop ass in this duel or in this trainer battle. I said duel for no reason.
You got Yu-Gi-Oh on the brain.
Apparently, but like it feels cool, and the designs feel like a natural evolution of all the Pokemon, and I like that idea. So I'm okay with the ripping off the idea because at least they're ripping off the idea and doing it good, and not doing it terribly. Yeah, we're getting something bigger than this, and I assume we're gonna have to wait to E3 for any information.
If we even get it then.
Yeah.
Nintendo's been really good about wanting to hold information until it's right there in everyone's faces and then be like, oh yeah, here, by the way, we meant to tell you that. Yep,
Yeah.
here you go, have fun, and you can buy it now.
So yeah. Anyway, shall we talk about Kickstarter over the last year?
I guess we shall.
We got some statistical data about Kickstarter from the 2015, and it's looking like around $46 million was generated from over 480,000 backers during 2015. And that figure only represents the 421 successful video game projects during the 12 months. Obviously, Shenmue 3, a huge Kickstarter project that got announced at E3 this past year, was the top one at $6.3 million from 69,000 backers.
Ease.
But for overall Kickstarter stats outside of the video games, we're talking about $144 million in pledges from nearly 1 million backers. 2 million pledges, 7,466 launch projects, 2,259 successful projects, and we're getting a success rate of 30.3%, which isn't terrible, but might be a bit worrying.
You know what I just realized though?
What?
In terms of the amount of money Kickstarter generated, video games counted for a third of it.
Also, an additional statistic for that video games: only 374 total project successfuls, or total successful projects for video games, which is actually less than tabletop games. Tabletop games had 1,396 successful projects. And they also had almost double the amount of money pledged.
Jeez.
Yeah. So yeah, Kickstarter seems to be an option, but it might be on the decline a little bit. I think it's mainly because people are more wary of Kickstarter projects now.
Well, it's because so many people have really kind of just took advantage of it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think it's that in the combination of, yes, this Kickstarter is over, and now it's going to be a year before this game comes out, to be honest. Like,
True.
it takes time for a game to be developed. I mean, how long has Mighty Number when was Mighty Number 9 originally funded, and how long has it been till now? Is it now going to be released?
Ugh, far too long.
Yeah. And that
Like
was one of the
like so
major
long,
successes.
like so long that a lot of people have kind of just abandoned it,
Mm-hmm.
and that I have a funny feeling that at this point it's just going to get swept under the rug so friggin' hard that it's not going to make anything.
Yeah, and for those wondering, Mighty Number 9 comes out next month, like early next month. Just in case you might have forgotten about it. It does come out next month. Officially. For realsies this time.
Until they come out like 1 week from now and be like, oh, no, we got to push it back farther.
Or be like fucking Scott going like, we're gonna release it like fucking 4 weeks early.
Now, see, because they're actually going through the normal process of it. Scott just says, screw the world, and I'm going to send it out whenever.
Scott's impatient.
Yep.
I firmly believe Scott's impatient. He's like, he's gonna set a release date, and he's like, what mode was at this release date? And he's already got the game done, to be honest. And he's like, fuck this, I'm releasing the game now. Like, I ain't waiting like a month to release this game. Like, I want to release it now.
To be fair, it sounds like he's a gamer himself.
Probably.
Because tell me, you haven't had a game that you've wanted to play, but you still got to wait like a couple of weeks until it's released.
Let me grab that list real quick. Let's see. What's like the last like 8 games I've personally bought? Yeah, that sounds about right. XCOM 2 right now? Yeah, that tops that list right now.
I mean, kind of got to face the facts there.
Mm-hmm.
As a gamer, you're impatient. That's just the nature of it.
Well, let's talk about Sony being an idiot. Apparently, Sony tried to trademark Let's Play. Yeah. Apparently, an October 2015 application to the United States Patent and Trademark Office revealed this fact. And Sony failed miserably at it, apparently. I guess the article speculates on the fact that they might have been trying to do this to stop people from making videos on other platforms, their competition. And there is a link to the big ass trademark.
Okay. To this, I've got to say one thing. We have very little that's actually marked Let's Play.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I have very rarely seen that be used in the more popular YouTubers.
Hmm.
What was the purpose of that?
I have no idea. Because to be honest, a lot of people who do Let's Plays don't name them Let's Plays. Like, most of our stuff isn't even named Let's Plays, even though they're technically Let's Plays.
Yeah. Look at most of Markiplier's stuff.
Yeah.
Game Grumps.
I think
Super
only
Beard
my
Bros.
solo. Yeah, I think only my solo stuff is named Let's Plays. To be honest,
that and Chroma Squad, and I think at that point both of them are only in the playlist. Like, I don't think the videos actually are.
Yeah, the playlist is only named Let's Play Fire Emblem Path Radiance and Let's Play Chroma Squad. Otherwise, the titles of the actual episodes are just Fire Emblem Path Radiance episode, insert number here, insert title that might be relevant to what the fuck's going on in this episode. If I remember what the episode is when I'm putting up the video, because I put up the videos long after I edited them.
That's why a lot of times you'll see an additional view on a video. Yep, that's me. I forgot what the episode was. I look at it to try to figure out a title. It's like the Vegas 2 stuff. I have had to do that more times because we've had that done for like a month beforehand. So I legitimately forgot what we did.
We blazed through Vegas 2 like it was fucking nothing.
8 episodes. Spoilers for anyone that was wondering how long it'll be till the finale. It's next week.
Yeah, we to be fair, Vegas 2 is kind of a short-ish kind of game.
Yeah.
Which isn't helped by the fact that we are playing on the hardest difficulty and we make it look like we're fucking cakewalking through this shit.
Except for the fact of me being a complete and utter idiot at times.
And that one spot we got stuck on, the one escalator part we got stuck on, we were stuck on that for I think 15 minutes.
Yeah, but there wasn't nothing really major.
Yeah, we didn't even get stuck on the helicopter boss fight, or boss fight, let me put that in quotations. That helicopter fight, that is essentially just go here and avoid being shot and just hold out. And by hold out, we mean stay in cover because you literally don't have to do anything else. Clearly that's it. Anyway. We got one last thing, and it involves Twitch. You know all those Twitch plays games stuff?
I don't even want to know.
Well, there's now going to be an official category where everyone can put their Twitch play stuff. Uh-huh. That's legitimately a thing. And this is not going to be just the Twitch plays your classic original games. These are also going to be those games that involve the chat, like Choice Chamber, I believe is the correct name for that. Games like that do involve the chat and doing things, but you also play the game. Twitch plays will essentially encompass all of those.
You know what they need to do?
What?
Twitch plays. Create that paradox. Someone do it.
How would that work?
Make the chat play themselves.
I have no idea. I can't imagine this working.
I can't either, but I want to toss that idea out there and see if someone bites.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there again, as we have seen countless times, I apparently am the best one to come up with retarded ideas.
Yep. Anyway, that's pretty much all there is for articles this week. So, time for releases. And oh boy, do we got some fun releases this week. Hang on.
Gotta
I have to take a swig of water first. Alright. Starting on the 18th, we have Atraxio for PC. Coming out on the 19th, we have Resident Evil 0 HD GameCube port for 360, Xbox One, PC, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and PC. I'm trying to jump ahead there. I'm sorry, it's the GameCube port. It's a port of the GameCube version. It looks nothing different, as far as I know. because it's probably just like the Resident Evil 1 port or AC remastering. Next up, we have Albedo Eyes from Outer Space for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Life is Strange is getting a complete release on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC. For those of you who didn't want to wait on the episodes to come out eventually. Speaking of which, some people I watch are now doing a Let's Play of that. Resident Evil Origins Collection for Xbox One and PlayStation 4 is also coming out. A Boy in His Blob is getting a release on PlayStation 4, Vita, and PC. Is it a re-release of the original game? If so, why?
Reasons.
I know that game, but I swear to God, most people won't.
I
That is
don't.
one of those, you have to be a historian of gaming to know that game. You have to be like either me, who knows a lot of old games because he watches a lot of history stuff, or Proton John, who collects a whole shit ton of games. That is my best example of. That's why you would know A Boy in His Blob. That, or you watch the Angry Video Game Nerd, because I also think he did an episode on that. Next up, Inside My Radio for PlayStation 4. We just throwing out fucking shit today.
Yep.
Claws for PlayStation 4. Tachyon Project for PlayStation 4. Atelier, Eska, and Logi Plus, Alchemist of the Dusk Sky for Vita. Okay. Blade and Soul for PC, Garbage Day for PC, Gemini, Heroes Reborn for PC. Yes, there is a Garbage Day PC game. Someone must gift that to GFPPM, just for shits and giggles.
All I've got to say is hearing that title, the only thing I can imagine is it's a game about throwing out trash.
Let us take a quick break and do a research and find out.
Oh God. Oh, can I do this without it breaking? Yes, I can. Good deal.
It's an open world sandbox game where you're stuck in a time loop. Anyway, No One But You for PC. Kazir Al-Wazat International Edition for PC? I don't know. The Aquatic Adventures of the Last Human for PC, and The Deadly Towers of Monsters for PC, all coming out on the 19th. On the 20th, A Boy in His Blob is coming out the next day on Xbox One. Electric Superjoy for Xbox One. Fruitless for PC. Homeworld Deserts of Karak for PC. Marcus Level for PC, Scrap Mechanic for PC, Sickness for PC, and Six Sides of the World for PC. On the 21st, we have Bloxivity for PC, Crashlands for PC, Dinocide for PC, Let's Sing 2016, The Minotaur, and The Rise of Shupten for PC. Coming out on the 22nd, we probably have our biggest release on this list, Mario Luigi Paper Jam for 3DS. Here's hoping it's a good game. We could use a good Paper Mario game, because that last one was not that good.
Apparently, Nintendo thinks it's good because they added the Paper Jam skin in Mario Maker.
Yeah. Death by Game Show for PC. And Penta Puzzle for PC.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know that second one.
Death by Game Show.
Yep.
I don't know. Nope. Moving on.
Coming out on the 25th, we have Night Online for PC and World's Dawn for PC. Coming out on the 26th, we have our next big release for these next couple weeks. Lego Marvel's Avengers for 360, Xbox One, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Vita, Wii U, 3DS, and PC. So everything. Literally everything. For those wondering, this is the Lego game, Lego Marvel game, based off all the movies. That also includes people that aren't in the movies, because fuck it. Also coming out on the 26th, we have Nitro Plus Blasters, Heroines Infinite Duel for PlayStation 4. What the fuck is this word salad of a title? That is literally how it was written. And I literally had the same response as I'm reading it too, as I wrote it. Just what the fuck is this word salad? I don't understand this.
I don't know.
We also have The Witness for PlayStation 4 and Final Fantasy Explorers for 3DS. I don't know what that one is. Is that the one no one gives a shit about? That I literally told someone's face even though he said it looked good? Yep, it is! Wait, is it? Is it? Am I just insane and thinking this is... That might not be. I don't fucking know. All I know is that's the one no one gave a shit about because Kingdom Hearts 3.
Well, it doesn't help none that no one cares about it also because Final Fantasy VII Remake.
See, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Final Fantasy 15, Kingdom Hearts 3. Oh, I'm sorry. There's a Final Fantasy game coming out on mobile that doesn't look that good? Okay.
Nope, not on mobile, on handheld.
Oh, on handheld, my bad. I'm sorry, it looked like a mobile game to me.
3DS.
Oh, joy. Coming out on the 27th, we have Roblox. Or Roblox.
Roblox.
Roblox? Or Roblox? Roblox? Okay, for Xbox One. And Slain for PC. Coming out on the 28th, we have Full Blast for PC, the Rise of the Tomb Raider port to PC, and The Slaughter Act 1 for PC. Coming out the 29th, and may I mention this first, that the PC title was the full title, not the Xbox One one? I'm just going to say this right now. AIPD, Artificial Intelligence Police Department for Xbox One and PC. The fuck?
Oh, God. So Cortana gets her own police department now.
Apparently so, since she went fucking evil in Halo 5. Oops, spoilers.
And I'm at that moment that I said that, I'm also thinking, thank God I didn't decide to set up the voice activation for Cortana. Because that probably would have triggered it.
Probably.
Uh,
The War of Mine, The Little Ones for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Is it that survival game that I'm thinking of? Or is that a different game? Like that base building survival game?
I feel like I know what this one is, but I can't swear to it. It's like I've
Yes, it is! I thought it was that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's that base building survival game that's kind of post-apocalyptic-y. Kind of. Not quite. Got some of the same themes. Anyway, Bombshell for PC, Defunct for PC, Sebastian, Loeb, Rally, Evo, another word salad ass title for PC, and Take the Dream 9 for PC? Is that 9?
Yeah,
That's 9.
but was there 8 before it, really?
Fuck if I know!
When we go through these, it makes me wonder: do they even try?
Ooh, it's an
on
RPG
the
Maker
names?
game. Ooh, goody.
I've got mixed opinion on those. Like, I really do.
It depends on who's making it, to be honest. If it's someone who's competent at making a video game and writing a good story, they could probably turn out well. If not, oh god, you have entered fanfiction territory. And I mean stereotypical fanfiction territory. Not good fanfiction territory.
Uh,
No, you've entered stereotypical fanfiction territory. The stuff that makes people demonize that word. So that pretty much covers everything through to our next show on the 29th. So yay, Paper Jam! Yay, the new Lego Marvel game that I'm not going to give a shit about, to be honest, because I haven't given a shit about a Lego game in a long time, outside of Lego Dimensions. And that's only because, yes, something better than Disney Infinity! So that gets us to quick draws, and this week, I found something that apparently someone dug up through the history of video game industry, and apparently amiibos were an idea way back in the day from Rare on the N64.
makes sense.
Apparently, this is connected to a game called Urchin. But apparently, it was a big game back in the day for Rare before the concept was canceled. Speaking of Twitter, Rare guru Christopher Sever noted that he had made a toy for the game. He wanted to, apparently, Sever wanted to do amiibo style things with figures all the way back in the N64 era. It apparently never worked out, probably because the tech didn't exist back then. Because I don't know how old IR tech is.
To be fair, though, they probably could have got off with a makeshift for it.
True.
Because I don't necessarily know early N64 era, but I know later N64 era you started winding up with like Bluetooth capabilities and stuff like that, so I might could see something along that lines working.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, but I just saw this article when I was looking through it, and I'm like, huh? And then I was like, wow, this is oddly roundabouty. One of the companies that help really make Nintendo the company that it is, in a lot of people's minds, were the ones that originally thought of the idea for amiibos that Nintendo would later do after other companies did it. This is odd. It's just one of those weird coincidences in the history of the in like history that's just like, huh.
And to think, Rare probably would have beat out even Skylanders had Nintendo bought them instead of Microsoft.
We would have had Banjo-Kazooie in Smash since fucking, I would think, Melee at least.
Either Melee or Brawl.
Banjo was originally going to be in the N64 Smash. Granted, so were a lot of characters, but Banjo was one of them. That's why I say Melee, because a lot of those characters are originally going to be in the original Smash. Like Bowser and Peach were in Melee.
Yeah, but okay, what's the difference there? You've got an additional character with Banjo and Kazooie.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, you couldn't just put Banjo in.
Yeah. I mean, we had the Ice Climber since Melee, so maybe they could have pulled something off. Maybe. Yeah. This also kind of reminds me of another article I saw that I just saw the title of, which somebody had an opinion piece that was just titled "Nintendo needs to make amiibo DLC more consistent." And I believe it was coming off the rumors of what the Wolf Link amiibo was going to do, where apparently it's going to unlock a completely new dungeon in Twilight Princess HD.
Huh.
And I guess it just comes down to the fact that, like, there are amiibos that are, like, vastly different in what you get for them. And I'm like, you know, the biggest problem is there's not one game that is specifically designed for amiibos. That's the problem.
Yeah.
There's not one game, because all of the other toy to video game stuff, it's the one video game that is designed for these figures. Lego Dimensions is designed to be played with these figures. Skylanders is designed to be played with these figures. Disney Infinity, much as I shit on the game, is designed to be played with these figures. You can't get around that. With amiibos, they're essentially just extra DLC you get when you buy the figure for various games. And because some characters are a part of games that are coming out, like Mario and the rest of the Mario cast, they are going to be more compatible because, of course, they're more compatible. They have games coming out, unlike Rob or Mr. Game & Watch or Samus.
But at the other end of that coin, that's the one thing that stands amiibos out.
True.
It's one of those that's like, while I completely agree there needs to be something definitive to tie all the amiibos across all the series together,
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, I feel like that's actually the amiibo's strong point. Because they are designed to give like a DLC to games that you would already buy normally.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to have an amiibo to play Smash. You don't have to have an amiibo to get all the Mario Maker costumes.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to use any of the amiibos in Mario Kart 8. It's one of those, it's like, I agree there should be something like that, but at the same time, I feel like maybe that's Nintendo's strong point.
Yeah.
Is the fact that you really don't have to pick these characters up to be able to still play the games you would be buying normally.
Right. I guess I kind of wish there was something akin to a Skylanders or Disney Infinity or Lego Dimensions that was like, we are going to make a game that's just like this fun story-based adventure with, like, essentially the roster of Smash. That's just me wanting a game out of that. Not
You know
so
what they
much
need
like,
to do?
what?
Subspace Emissary with the
I
amiibos.
wish.
Give it full on amiibo support.
Yeah.
Where even like the Animal Crossing amiibos, even allowed them to be in it.
Yeah, so that is the next big series.
And just make it this big conglomerate. But rather than have it, you're doing levels and going across the screen in a 2D fashion, have it more akin to like Legend of Zelda or the 3D Marios,
Mm-hmm.
where there's more of an open world, but there still is that linear path that you've got to go.
Yeah. I was still thinking, like, even if Nintendo was like, this is a game specifically designed for amiibos, that isn't a Mario Party ripoff, because we're ignoring that. And we're also ignoring the get a demo for a retro game app, and isn't there another game specifically designed for amiibos that's just an app, essentially? It's not really a true full game.
No, I think you covered it right there. Unless there's one I don't know about.
I was thinking there was a Badge Arcade one, but apparently that's not amiibos.
Oh, no. And
Yeah,
that's 3DS only.
Yeah, and even then, the Animal Crossing one doesn't require amiibos. Also, it's worse with amiibos because you have to tap the amiibo to roll the dice every time. And you have to pass around the gamepad to everyone if you're playing with more than one person. Think about that for a second. If you don't believe me, go watch Giant Bomb play it. They played it. I've seen this shit in action. It's not good. Anyway, like, I'm still thinking, like, even if they had a game specifically designed for amiibos, the amiibos would still be unique because they do have all this other functionality to them. It's just that now you have the definitive game that goes, this is why you get amiibos if you want to play with amiibos. If you don't, you can still get extra content with these amiibos. But this is the game. This is our amiibo game. This is our competitor to Skylanders and to Disney Infinity on the game front, instead of just the figure front. I kind of wish we would have that eventually. Maybe.
Maybe the NX?
Maybe.
Because I strongly think that the amiibos are here to stay. I don't think Nintendo's just going to be like, okay, NX is out, no more amiibos, we're done. No.
Oh, I'm sorry. How much money did amiibos make? Oh, millions? Oh, amiibos helped Nintendo get out of the red? Yeah. Yeah, they're here to stay.
Yeah, they're here.
And to be honest, it's not like they're going to be running out of ideas for them anytime soon. I'm sorry, what's the franchise that has like 791 characters that you could do amiibos for each individual one? Oh, that's right, Pokemon. We haven't even begun to touch Pokemon, and it's just like, yeah, we can totally do that.
And you know what's funny? We have, 6 of them?
Uh-huh.
Thanks to Smash, that all 6 could be redone for a Pokemon series.
Mm-hmm.
Because they've
like
already shown. Yeah, I was going to say, because they've already shown they're willing to do that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, granted, I don't think they'll do all 791 Pokemon as releases. I think they might. Honestly, I think the smarter idea would be to go with more of the Zuken toy line idea and have the Pokemon be represented in their evolutionary lines. Because, let's face it, there are some Pokemon that are just not going to sell. Like, let's be honest.
True.
It's like, who wants a just straight up Smeargle amiibo? Who wants a Elekid amiibo? Who wants
Actually.
What? But you would want Elekid amiibo?
Maybe.
But yeah, like who would want I don't know.
Of course, I'm one of those weird ones. I'm fine with the ones that everyone poo-poos on.
Yeah. Well, it was like there's a lot of the baby Pokemon I don't think will sell well. There's a lot of like the middle evolutions that won't sell well. Because people are going to be like, I either want the first evolution or the final evolution. I don't want the middle one. Unless it's like the starters. Like, who wants Pidgeotto when they can get Pidgey or Pidgeot?
But you'd be surprised at how many people would try to literally catch them all.
Right. I'm not saying that there won't be people who wouldn't buy all fucking 790 something Pokemon. I'm just not one of them because I'm like, no, I do not have love for every single Pokemon in existence. I have love for the teams I ran through my games. And I might collect their evolutionary lines. But that's it.
But to this I say, how do you figure out which ones would sell and which ones wouldn't?
That's a good question. 'Cause I
That
feel like-
could actually be why we haven't seen Pokemon Amiibo yet.
Yeah.
Because maybe it's a case of they just literally don't know who to add and who not to add in terms of Amiibo.
Yeah, because I feel like starters and legendaries are safe bets. All of them are safe bets. Because no
Yeah.
matter the generation, people love their start. People have their favorite starters, no matter the generation. And they will collect the entire evolution line for that starter, or even all 3 trios.
Case in point, Pikachu has been in every Smash thus far.
Right. And he is technically a starter. Like, I'm just going to remind you people, Pikachu is technically a starter, because he is a starter for Pokemon Yellow. I think all of the Eevee evolutions are safe. Because I think Eevee is one of those, like, Pokemon that has transcended generations, and it is safe no matter what. Like, you can release all of the Eevee evolutions, and you're fine. Pikachu and Jigglypuff, and, like, anyone from Smash, is a safe bet, even though Pikachu and Jigglypuff are the only ones that are A, not a starter, or B, not a legendary. Actually, no, Lucario is also in Smash, but he's also a safe bet because he's pretty much a legendary with how they treat him.
Jiggly's not a starter, is he? Or
No,
she?
Jiggly's not. Yeah, Jiggly's not a starter in any game, to be honest.
So then, really, that's the only one.
Yeah. Well, Pikachu's not a traditional starter.
But he was a starter in a game of his generation.
Right.
So, technically, you have to count him in that starter.
Right. So, like, Lucario and his pre-evolution Riolu, I think, are safe. I'm trying to think of, like, who else. I think at this point, the entire 151 are safe. Like, the original 151 might be safe, because there's enough nostalgia that people will want the entire 151.
But what about people that have hopped in later gens and didn't really get to fully embrace Gen 1?
Very true. I'm just banking on the fact that there might be enough nostalgia for the 151 that they are all safe. That is a big maybe. That is the biggest maybe in this list, to be honest.
Not to mention, you fall into the why do you want to get the middle evolution?
Right, because it's like...
Because there's a lot in the original set that had 3-phase evolutions.
Right. Like, I don't know. Like, yeah. Like, who wants Yeah, Machop. Would probably be one. Like, I don't know how many people would want Machoke and just could be like Machop or Machamp and that be it. Ghastly in his line might fall into that trap as well. I don't know.
Yeah.
That might be one.
Well, I don't know though.
I was about to say, Ghastly's one of those Pokemon that, like, he got a Mega Evolution, so I think there's a lot of love for the Ghastly line. Oh, here's
there's
one.
a lot of people that like Haunter.
Yeah. Here, what about Caterpie and Weedle? Metapod and Cocoon, I don't think are on some people's favorite list.
Harden
for days, unless you actually evolve this. Then you actually have a Pokemon that can tackle. The Ninirans. I think kind of fall into that trap. Maybe, because it's like Ninoran. I don't think Ninirino and Ninoran are that loved.
True.
Kind of skimming through. Poliwhirl might be one as well. Wimpy Bell maybe. Crap. I'm trying to find 3 evolutions.
Truthfully, the main 3 starters.
Yeah.
I mean, the stage 1s might just not do anything. Because most people know the basics in the stage 2s.
Yeah, Pokemon's so tricky because it's like I said, there is actually 721. My bad, not 791. 721 Pokemon. And bear in mind, that is not including any Mega Evolutions or any form changes, which could even be considered in this list of amiibos.
You know what they could do?
What?
They could break it down per generation and do like a series of polls and try to get player feedback off of that.
That would be honestly the best option. Because
instead of doing just one massive poll for the entire first generation, maybe split that up into like 10 different polls and allow them to pick like 2 or 3 that they want out of that list.
Yeah, because if you do a poll of just like all the Pokemon, like you're not gonna get any real good data out of that because people are I think it's just gonna be filled. Like the top 10 are pretty much gonna be 151s, and that's it. But if I feel like if you split it per per generation, and also if you release Amiibo by generation, like the first the start of all of this Pokemon Amiibo stuff is the 151. Like that might help as well.
Yeah, like I would think do like a poll for the do multiple polls for the Gen 1s, and then while the Gen 1s are being released, start doing polls for Gen 2.
Right.
And kind of just keep that trend flowing until you've got either A, all of them out, or B, enough of them out to just suffice what you needed.
Right. But yeah, like a 721, that's a lot of Amiibo. And like I said, I don't know if a lot of people are going to be willing to buy in every one of them. The Smash roster is small enough that I think everyone, like most people, will want to collect them all. Because that's only, what, 60 characters? Or 59? 59, I think it.
I don't remember right offhand.
I'm wanting to say it's either 59 or 60. It is right around in there. Pardon me, I'm doing something in the background at the moment. Anyway.
So you're doing what I was fixing to do in the background. Okay, that works then. At least we know same thing.
Yeah, I was just kind of working on that at the moment. Anyway, your quick draw, if you won't mind. I got it taken care of.
Okay. My quick draw is actually going to be focused on some of the changes that Rampant Gaming is going to be seeing. You're going to hate me for what I'm going to be saying.
We have discussed a lot of ideas that are terrible ideas, but okay. I'm willing to listen to whatever new things you have in store for us.
Okay. We kind of biffed it on the different games every week for Rampant Gaming last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're going to essentially redo Rampant Gaming altogether, and it's going to turn into the very dumb idea that I had about us doing ranked in League.
Oh no.
But we're going to build into it. We're not just going to hop straight in and go straight into ranked. Because you haven't played ranked, correct?
Nope.
I haven't either. So that would not be a smart idea.
Yeah, I have not touched Ranked League like at all, because nah, I don't want to touch the meta. I like playing the champions I like to play. I don't want to touch the meta.
But yeah, don't know how many weeks we're going to be doing it, but Rampant Gaming from this point, more than likely all through 2016, will be Road to Ranked. So yeah, that's in store for us. We're gonna die.
A lot. People are gonna hate us a lot because we're gonna be terrible. Because not only have we not played League since what, late last year?
No, it's been a few weeks back, hasn't it?
I think we played in December. I think.
Yeah, we played
But-
some in December, so yeah.
Yeah, that, and we have no idea what the fuck the meta is. Are we doing 3v3 or 5v5 ranked?
Well, seeing as how we don't have a third, we'll probably have to do the duo queue on the 5v5.
Yay!
Yeah.
So we AD carry support all the way, or we just like, fuck it, we're just gonna play to our strengths.
I'm honestly tempted to say we'd probably be better off AD carry support. Then we'd know we'd be going the same way and could benefit better. But yeah, we're probably gonna die a lot. But I didn't put this down in the list, but I'm also gonna mention some things are going to be changing for Monday Mayhem, which you'll see in not this next one, but the one after that. I think's when it comes out. Yeah. Yeah, not this next one, the one after it. We'll be changing stuff on Monday Mayhem. Next Thursday, the Thursday stuff is changing over because that one's starting. So yeah, all kinds of changes. But yeah, that's about it.
All right then. Right, now we got that out of the way and the other things taken care of. It's not gonna talk about it. It's just not gonna give it time of day. Anyway, 2 weeks we're gonna pick up. I think start of February, or no, just on the end of January. After like 2 weeks for me in college, because I'll be starting back this next week. Also, but Tuesday, Thursday, both my classes have the same teacher.
Yeah.
I just found that out today, and I'm like, okay.
Well then.
So I'll probably have things to bitch about with college. Maybe, I don't know. It depends on how my classes go. Whether I get irreparably frustrated with this, like, this is terrible teaching, but okay, whatever. Yeah, 2 weeks of that. Other than that, you can check the YouTube for everything else, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
We don't stream that often anymore.
Mondays and Fridays.
Yeah, that's really it.
Yeah.
I need to think about like doing some random Tuesday streams when I'm not wanting to record or do anything else.
You know the stream key.
I know, and I still have it. Because, I have to have it for Monday and Friday, so. Depends.
You just choose not to do it.
I know. Anyway, we will catch you on all the various stuff and the other stuff that Tommy will mention. So, bye. I've got no intro this week.
Works for me.
Outro. I'm an idiot.
I knew
It's
what you
outro.
meant.
I know, but it's the outro, not the intro. But Danny, bye.
We're just going with it.
Yeah.
Be sure to check out the stuff in the top that's scrolling. Site tgsnetwork.org, Twitter @TGSaloon, Google+, google.com/+TGS, and YouTube, youtube.com/TGSaloon. Till next time.